everybody. Welcome to Beautiful Broken. I'm your host, Brittany Mahan. Oh, and there's Michael Zotos, one of my favorite people. You guys, I love you tuning in every week. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Tonight touches my heart dearly because, to be honest, I definitely have been somebody who struggled being single, even though, honestly, I've been single for like 2 years now, and the longest relationship... Oh, I got it. Sorry, I got it. Can I... Okay. The longest relationship that I've ever been in has been like a year and a half. Like, I don't really last that long enough. But let me bring on my co-host because I can't do the show without her. So, Dorren Silva, welcome aboard.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
So, how long have you been single for, Dorren?
5 months.
Okay.
So I just got out of a 4-year relationship.
Okay.
Before like that 5 months. So February was the end of that 4-year relationship.
And before that 4-year relationship, when was your last one and how long was that?
I was single for probably 2 years before that, and then before that I'd always been in and out of a relationship before that. So yeah, I've been single really though, like a serious relationship, only one in that 4 years. So
4 years. Oh my God. I don't know about anybody out there, but I think I hit a breaking point after a year. Like, either I know this is going to be forever thing, or I like chop it off at the neck. Cause I just...
Yeah, but you don't go into a relationship like, I'm going to be with this person for a year. I'm going to be with this person for 2 years. Like, you go in it thinking that you're going to be in that relationship for like a long time, and then kind of in it you realize, all right, this isn't working, or we can make it work.
Okay. And what was the biggest challenge for, like, why did you and your ex end?
Well, we had broke up a couple of times in between that 4 years, but we always wanted to try to make it work because relationships take a lot of work, like working on yourself. Mm-hmm. And like, you can really lose yourself a lot in relationships too, mm-hmm. which was happening to both of us, where we were both realizing that we were losing ourselves and in the relationship, because you kind of make the other person your whole world, and then you don't really do what's like important for you anymore. Right,
because you get comfortable and you feel like, you know, because when you have a person, like I definitely love. There's no secret out there. That's just who I am. And I definitely think that when you're in a relationship, the person that you're with fills so many of your needs. Like, they give you comfort, they give you variety, they make you feel significant, they make you feel loved, they give you connection. And there's 6 human needs that people have to have in order to like successfully live life. So I think that's why like relationships are so addicting. But it was so crazy today. You know how I was telling you about that thing on Netflix called Love? It was like a movie. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, first off, everyone, heads up, it's porn throughout the whole thing. And I didn't know because it was on Netflix. It was just straight up, I kid you not, we're not going to get into graphic detail over here. But the first like 2 minutes, just turn it on and then let me know what you see.
Well, that's how they get you. Like, this is how it starts. Keep watching the whole thing.
I've never seen so much graphicness. And I was like, oh my eyes. But I kept watching the whole thing. And the reason why I did was because it showed like sex in a movie in the most vulnerable and like vulgar way, but the two individuals actually like loved each other. And I think that's the difference between porn, is that porn is just like out there and wild, and like you can tell that these people don't know each other and they're just going at it.
I could see Jocelyn's comment on the screen, and she said you gotta pour from a full cup, and that's like, it's so true. Like, that right there is like, because when you're in a relationship too, like, you can kind of, you're putting that like cup, everything is them, and you're not filling the cup with like you know? Right, and like what you enjoy and things you enjoy.
Right, and I think that's where we all fall short. So the guest tonight is Kelsey Moriarty. She is my bestest friend. I love her so incredibly much, and our friendship is not typical. It wasn't this walk in the park, and I think that's why I love her so much, because like, for people out there who have a best friend, if you haven't screamed bloody murder at your best friend and then woke up the next day and talked about it and said, you know what, we should probably not yell at each other like that, then that person probably ain't your best friend. Because your best friend, like me and Dorren, I don't think I've ever yelled at you though.
I mean, we've probably had like but we're cousins, so it's like,
cool.
you're not going nowhere anyways. So.
I'm just gonna leave. I'll see you later. But
like we can get heated, but then it's like we're gonna talk through the heatedness, and
yeah, and that's the thing. And I've kind of always been spoiled with Dorren my whole life, because like if girls act uncool to me, I cut them fast. Like I'm like, chop, and it's always because I've had you. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going back to Doreen. Screws these non-family members. But then when I met Kelsey, and then she, you know, really stuck it through, you know, our dark times
that's
together.
How you know. Like if you, because she stuck it through.
Yes.
She could have been like, peace out.
Right.
I don't even want anything to do with
She
you
keeps
anymore.
coming back. I'm like, I got her. It's almost like a relationship. So, you know, this whole show tonight is going to be, she's never actually been in a committed relationship. And I think that's awesome because, you know, she's
so interesting.
Yeah,
it
like
really is.
like she's young, she's 25, she's absolutely beautiful. There's literally no reason why she isn't or hasn't been in one. But when you hear her standards, I think most women and most men should really raise their own standards to what they're looking for in a significant other. Really, really exciting news before we bring her in, though. During her, 40 minutes she'll be talking, you will have a chance to call in, add a number. This is the number. Write it down now. I know your phone's in your hand. Just type it in. Type it in right now, and we're going to tell you when to give us a call in, and that will be probably around like 8:30. 8:30 is going to be the time to call us in. All right, so we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we will have Kelsey Moriarty all on relationships and friendships.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
What's good? What's up? What's happening today?
Let's hit those pearly whites, man.
Yeah. The boys, check it out.
Stand up, do my terrorists, gon' compare.
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's up? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Dad,
Just 1 minute, okay?
hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look. Hello, all my lovely humans. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just getting back with us or you're just tuning in right now, I'm Brittany Mahan, and tonight's topic is all about the single life. How do you love it? And like, how do you raise your standards and online dating and all that, good stuff. Real quick, I just want to talk to you guys. I saw a shooting star the other day.
Oh my God.
I really did. And I didn't know. Did you know that when you see a shooting star, you're not supposed to yell that you saw the shooting star? It's supposed to
never
be
heard that before.
I just heard that you were supposed to make a wish on it.
I literally screamed so loud, and I was like, I got a shooting
Who
star.
told you you're not supposed to?
Those, I'm not going to say their names because I'm
Okay.
mad at them right now, but two individuals were like, Brittany, you got to just keep it to yourself, make a wish, and then it comes true. Now that you've told everyone in the car that there was a shooting star, your wish isn't going to come true.
No.
Right? I said, you know what? I'm going to make my wish anyways because that's
Right.
all I care about. So everyone, this is Kelsey Moriarty.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So Kelsey, let's just start with like the way you've been dating in quarantine.
I haven't. No, I think in general, dates scare me. So starting off with that, I also have been on dating apps for years.
Okay.
And all around, I just hate dating culture right now, like in general.
Right.
Because you go on Tinder, you go on Bumble, you go on Hinge, and you create this profile of like your best pictures, and you swipe. And of course, it's that instant gratification of like, oh, they're hot and they think I'm hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't get to have, I actually haven't experienced it. I won't speak for everyone, but I just haven't been able to find someone that I can have a in-depth conversation with on one of those apps. Like, it immediately goes to like vulgar comments.
He's like, bend it over, send a pic.
Like, yeah, like it's just not, it turns me off. So I just like, I can't.
Me and Doreen were talking about this the other day. The reason why I hate dating apps is because I'm selfish and I want all your attention on me. So if I know that you're swiping probably right to most of the girls, because guys just like to shoot. I don't even think they look at the chick. I think they're just like, okay, this is a vagina, like, and I might get it. Like,
who's gonna swipe? Who's gonna swipe on me? Like, who are my options here, really?
Right. And then, you know, let's say 15 girls think you're cute, and then you shoot at all of them, and then only like 5 respond, and I'm one of the 5. That's too many. I'm not fighting for your attention like that.
They're messaging
like
10 people at probably
it's
more
like
than 10
they
people
copy and paste the same comment in each new match, and like, it's just not authentic to me. Like, I'd much rather
exactly the word I was thinking of.
Like, meet someone out like at a bar, like you see real life, like or like at a restaurant or whatever,
right.
And it's just easier that way. Like, I'd much rather meet someone that way.
But like now it's kind of
nowadays
it's not the same as meeting people. Like, you can't go to somewhere and just be like, oh, hey, like, I like you, I'm interested in you.
But why can't you? Because I definitely have done that.
I know you've
hey, Mike.
done that. You've totally done that.
Oh, Deanna. Hey, shout out, sis.
I keep screwing up, sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, I like this matchup.
Look at you,
right
Mike.
here. It's good. We're on a date right now. Virtual date.
Virtual
right?
dating.
Okay, back to the...
But the whole thing is like, I definitely would suggest people to shoot your shot, because the reason why you think you can approach a person out is because you haven't done it and you're scared to do it.
Well, I think for sure. Not just being scared though, is that you never know where someone stands. Like, is someone in a relationship? Is someone in, you know, are they?
What do you think, they're gonna bite your head off because you said they were cute?
I mean, you never know. Like, they could have a girlfriend coming around the corner that could get pissed.
I know, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out.
See, but that's when you just like throw in a quick like, hey honey, good for you. I was just a stranger, you know, showing what I thought was like attractive, and you know, you just gotta, I don't know, I always have
that's your confidence and outgoingness speaking there. I think
not everybody is that. Like, I'm definitely more like reserved, shy, and I like the person to make the first move. There has been times that I have, but like, I definitely like the person to make the first move.
I love that. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to anyone out there. I've been making the first move for way too damn long. I'm telling you, girls, it don't work. So just wait. I'm learning that.
No, but I love that about you, though. Like,
too.
that, it makes your life interesting. Like, you have the confidence to just walk up to anyone and be like, "Hey, I'm Brittany." Like,
yeah.
I'm just curious. How long have you had ever any connection on the dating apps at all?
Not lasting. No. I mean, I'm not going to say never had a connection with someone, but never someone that, like, I don't even think I've ever met anyone off of the dating apps.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, talk more, Kelsey, about like what your intentions are when you use dating apps, because I love like your
self-esteem boosts.
Okay. No,
I've said this. Yeah, I've said that. I made a YouTube video about it because I was banned from Tinder, but we don't need to get into that. I don't know why I was banned from Tinder. But I will download these apps and then undownload them and cancel them from my phone just when I'm like feeling like, I don't feel good about myself, or like, I feel like ugly today. Then I'll like swipe and I'll be like, he's attractive. He finds me attractive. And that means I get that like boost of confidence. I'm like, maybe I'm not hideous today. It's like
the same thing, and then like 10 minutes later I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and then they send a message and I'm like, I'm deleting this. I can't.
And it's so funny because like both these ladies love so much, and they definitely have more anxiety than I do sometimes. And so when me and Kelsey used to go out, oh my Lanta, I'm so sorry. I used to be like, oh my God, Kelsey, that guy's staring at you from across the bar. I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna go grab him. I'm gonna bring him over to you. And Kelsey's sitting there like
yeah, it was never, it led to a lot of fights between us. But I feel like also
the Uber drives that me and Kelsey have had are embarrassing.
I'm scared of I'm if any Uber drivers are out there watching this that have been in an Uber driver with me and Brittany, I apologize.
Like screaming at the top of our
like a guy?
over like essentially that's most of the time what it led to.
Because I couldn't see her perspective. I was like, this is a challenge, and so this is my biggest thing. I definitely dealt with anxiety on their level, but when I feel anxiety, I do if I feel anxiety to talk to a guy at a bar, I will absolutely talk to him at a bar because I want to challenge myself to grow.
I think that's awesome too.
Yeah.
But so when Kelsey was doing
I'm
it,
not
or
that kind of person.
so I would like fight Kelsey and be like, why aren't you doing this? Like blah 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 blah. And then she'd be like, and I just couldn't see your perception. And it's like now I feel so bad, Kelsey, because if I ever felt the anxiety that you had, I would have been like, oh.
Yeah, but you also didn't like at that point. I think we've come a long way in that aspect of things, and I've also come a long way with my own like anxiety, self-love type things. And so like when that was happening, I was in a really low place like with myself. So like I told this to you the other day, when we would get in those fights, like you would see me as you see me. You're like, that's my best friend. I love
she's
her.
gorgeous,
like she's
beautiful, smart. Like I can go on.
Yeah, like that's like. But to me, I'm like, oh, I hated myself at that point. So like
which like as your best friend kills me to even think that for a second you're
but
alone
I didn't
thinking
verbalize that.
Right.
So like
You're
there's no way of
internalizing it.
right
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so when she would like
When
say,
I
like,
see
oh my
it-
god, go talk to him, I'd be like, he thinks I'm ugly, he thinks I'm fat, oh my god, I look ridiculous. And you were like, why aren't you doing this?
She looks like a 10 every time we go out, and I'm like, Kelsey, get
but
it.
it's different looking a 10 and feeling a 10.
Yeah.
Like even like the hottest people have insecurities. Like it's just how it is. Like not that I'm saying I'm hot, but I'm saying
Yes,
like
you are. Own it.
I'm saying like everyone has their own insecurities and like
Definitely.
Right. So what was the biggest, like, okay, so you've been single, I love to say, for like 25 years. And I just want to say, Russ, I hear what you're saying. I definitely think going through someone, he says, I think today you need to meet someone through someone you trust. But I feel like not a lot of people have friends anymore.
I mean, yes and no. I feel like that's a good way of meeting someone because you know that person and you know that that if they have a relationship with a potential person that you want to talk to or start dating, that if you like that person, then they're going to have good friends or good people that in their life. So,
I mean, has anyone tried to like any of your friends tried to hook you up with someone?
Just me at the bar.
yeah, like
Brittany at the bar.
Honestly, yes, Brittany mostly. I'm trying to think of like. I can't think of one off the top of my head where it's like actually been a thing where they've been like talk to this person.
So what like because I just think of like being single for that long and like obviously the first thing that comes to my mind is like loneliness. So like do you feel lonely?
Oh yeah, and I think that's a big thing that like I think me and Britt talk about a lot is she like really struggles being alone. I'm an introvert, so I don't mind being with myself.
Same here.
I'm an only child, so like I grew up like not having a huge family, not having siblings. Like my parents are some of my best friends, so like I'm okay with staying in, like being with my own thoughts, like not every day but most days. And I think it just comes down to like finding an outlet for when you start to feel lonely. Music's a big thing for me, like really big thing for me, and friends.
Doreen, that's funny that you said that because literally we went out to eat the other day and then she left me and like loneliness just like crawled all over my body.
She texted me.
I texted her and I was like, I'm really struggling.
What do you do when you're lonely?
I was like,
I mean everybody like I'm the same way. Like I'm an introvert and I'm totally okay with being alone, and even the 5 months that I have been single, like I enjoy being single so much that like I don't really want a relationship either. So but at the same time like do have the moments that I'm like, all right, like what do I do with myself, like because I was so used to being with somebody all the time. And I mean I do agree with Brittany, like I'll just go do something by myself just to prove to myself that I can go by myself.
Yeah,
but
I love
it's like
that.
it's a challenge.
I'm terrified of that. That like gives me anxiety.
But I have the same music is
yeah.
like so key for me too.
For sure. And like friends are a really big one. And I think for me, like I've never been in a committed relationship, so I've never spent all of my time with someone else. So I don't really know, like I guess I'm coming from like sort of a biased position because I don't know what it feels
I think it's
like
unique.
to be.
Because I think so many people are codependent nowadays,
The only
right?
like thing that I think though too is that like from being in relationships, I mean I'm a little older than you guys, so but from being in the relationships that I've been in, I know what I don't want and what I do want from being in the relationships that I've been in. So like I just think of like you not being in a relationship is like how do you know what you do want or you don't want, or do you already know?
I mean, I have an idea. That is a really good question.
I was like feeling it.
It's sort of pulling something out of me that I didn't even like really know. I guess I really don't know exactly what I want. So you make a good point there. But I think I think what it comes down to is just feeling that connection with someone and knowing like you feel comfortable enough to be your true self.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
And I think I was going to say, like, I have a quote in my head: "We accept the love we think we deserve," from Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh,
and like, so for so long, I didn't think I deserved love. So that's what attracted to me. Like, I got guys that were like,
right.
not
the quality. but even though I'm an extrovert and I like love talking to people and I'm always out there, I didn't believe I deserved love either, though, Kels. So I may have been in relationships or like been with situationships, and the guys sucked, dude. They were the worst. It's like, blah. If you're watching and I have ever been with you, you were the worst.
Just calling you out.
Calling people out. You got names.
Honestly, because like I've now gotten to the point in my life where like people are finally starting to love me back the way I love them, and it has woken me up and given me a new perspective, and I'm like, wow, some people were really crappy to me, and I'm like, shame on you for ever treating another human being who just wanted to genuinely love you, and shame on you for treating some, like, even I had a roommate last year, he knows exactly who he is, such a selfish guy. I genuinely cared about him, and he completely just used me for validation, and I didn't get to see that until I stepped out of the abusive situation, and I was like, wow, he never cared about me. Now Kelsey was there and she knew it. She knew it.
I hold very high standards for my friends as well, which I think I get into a lot of fights with my friends being like, why are you interested in him? Like, you're so much better. But I feel like that's all friends, like, because we see the best in our best friends, right? Let's talk about friendships and how you being single kind of like you, because like I don't think being single is as fun or as rewarding if you don't have a good family and friend support group with you. So I can't speak to if it is or isn't because I have such a great group around me. So like I know that it's
I didn't, so I'm gonna tell you that it sucks. It sucks, and that's why I was so addicted to men for so long, was because like I felt trapped. Like I wasn't really close to my family. My girlfriends were terrible to me, and now I'm in a home where my family rocks. My best friends are the best, and I'm like, well, I don't need a guy which gonna come in here and spit on me. Get away from me.
No, like that's it's true though. Like. I don't know what that means, but
I don't need like the disrespect.
Okay.
Like if you're gonna come into my world, like this is how I see myself now. If you're gonna come into my bubble with the families that I love, my friends that I love, you better be adding to my life, whether it's love or friendship or kindness.
Definitely.
But you're not gonna just come into my life and then start calling me names and just wanting to suck the love out of me like I'm a sponge or something.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said this to you, and I think you were talking to Doreen about it. I like have never brought a man home to meet my parents ever, even if I was like getting close to feeling comfortable with maybe dating them. And I have gotten to some points where I was like, oh, maybe I could see myself dating this person. But it's because I have such a close relationship with my parents. Like they are literally my best friends, and they are my goals for marriage someday, like because they've been together for like 35 years or something like that.
Wow. They're college sweethearts, right?
So they met like sophomore year of college.
So they set the bar.
So, yeah,
like
Mom, if you're watching, shout out to you and Dad.
Shout out, Mama. And it's funny because like my parents, you know our story. If you haven't, it's all over YouTube, and it was a roller coaster ride. Like there's no secret for how hard my parents have fought to make their relationship work. So in a way, I now understand and see what I want in a relationship through the unconditional love that my parents both have for each other. I just, your parents seem to take the more healthier route. Mine was like jail, almost dying, like just all over the map. Like they hit every. But what is it that makes meeting your parents so special? Just that close bond that you have with them, or?
I think yes, and like I'm their only child, so like they're very protective of me.
Princess Kelsey.
So like I sort of like get scared that like, oh my god, like this dude needs to be a good
he needs
dude,
to be a
and
BMW.
he needs to care about me and be actively like I need to be happy with him in order to share him with the closest people in my life. So
I'm curious, like you said that you got close to having them meet, like, or possibly thinking you could date. How many dates, like, did it take? Like, have you been on with like one person where it's been?
I don't know if dates are the correct word, but like being like meeting. Yeah. Like, so I think the closest I probably ever got was like, at one point where I was talking to someone for like years and like hanging out with someone for years. My mom doesn't even know this, I don't think. So, but it got to a point, but he just didn't make me feel good about myself, like, ever. And it was a very on and off thing, and it was a obviously red flag. So I'm glad that he never brought him.
Good that you can notice the red flag. It's good that you noticed the red flag.
We got a little ding, not to pause you, but I just want to give our viewers the opportunity now to call in. We're going to pick up the call at 8:30, but please call in now. We're going to have someone. The number is 781-853-8199. Call us. We want to hear what you have to say, whether you're married, whether you're single, whatever your situation is, it doesn't matter. But just give us a call, and we'll get you through the line. So, okay, Doreen, continue.
I wanted to touch on, because you said that he didn't make you feel good. So, like, I know, like, a big thing for me being single is self-love. So I know that, like, I kind of want to know, like, what are your like, because I know like my things that I have for self-love, but I want to know, like, some of yours.
In terms of like
what do you do, like your like daily routine?
Okay, yeah. So I was in like a really low place for a long time when it came to, like, I've always struggled with weight and like self-image and everything, and so I really worked on myself, like tried to be healthier food-wise, like fitness-wise, and of course that's a roller coaster. But
I bought
really
3 cannolis yesterday and an Oreo cheesecake.
Exactly.
pie.
I mean, and then so it just became a matter of like, okay, stop being so hard on yourself if you want to enjoy those things. I was really hard on myself, so I just focus on things I love to do, and like spending time with friends is a big one, and music's a big one, and just kind of living my life.
That's awesome.
So I think that because I called her yesterday, I mean, when we talked about self-love, and I always struggled with what self-love was, because like when you're an empath, which if you don't know what an empath is, it just means you're very sensitive to people's emotions. And when you're very sensitive to other people's emotions, you always want to please them, and you always want to make sure that they're happy. So you're constantly kind of being like a clown, being like, whatever you want, I'm going to give you, because I just want to see you smile. But it becomes exhausting, and you actually don't, like, again, I think like Jocelyn said in the comments, it's like you're not filling from a full cup, you're filling from an empty cup, and it gets super exhausting.
Yeah,
you can kind of especially with like what you're saying, being an empath, like you take other people's emotions as your own, and then you're not doing for yourself, and that's where it's like that self-love is like putting yourself first, and people look at it like that's selfish, but like sometimes the most like selfless thing is to be a little selfish,
like protect your energy, like you need to protect who you are, and like not give everything to everyone else.
Oh, we got a caller, my man Russ. Russ, are you with us? Hello, Russ.
Oh, the call dropped.
Oh, okay, the call dropped. Russ, call back. It's okay, we're gonna get him. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, and I love that. I love that, because I never, so again, being an empath, you think that being selfish is bad. You're like,
because then people get mad at you for you're selfish.
And then it's the what don't we like? The confrontation. Like when they're mad at you and they're giving you attitude. But honestly, I'm at the point in my life right now where like if someone's giving me attitude and I know it's out of manipulation and because they want to control me, I like cut you like. Absolutely not. We're not doing this right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. I think we are connecting Russ, everybody. Ooh, Russ, you with us? Hello?
I heard a beep.
Beep, 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 beep. Russ?
Hello?
Hey, hello, Russ.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello.
Good.
So I think one of the most important things, and I think this is most important for you, Kelsey, is that confidence is the biggest key thing in anything. And so no matter what, because if you're waiting for the perfect guy, he isn't out there.
Oh.
He might be perfect. He might be
right
perfect.
In the heart.
And I'm a big believer in love and whatnot, but I just am a big feeling is that we as human beings are all flawed. You need to find the person that is equally flawed and that is going to love you for who you are, and that you have to be exactly who you are.
Yeah,
So, but the thing is like, you got to go into it knowing, and it's a hard thing that guys are so flawed. I admit wholeheartedly that guys are so incredibly flawed compared to women. And so they need so much more guidance.
This is coming from a man's mouth, everybody. Women are just observing.
But the thing is that, like, and I don't know the answer to this, but Brittany and I talk about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is very hard because if you go for someone your age, the guy doesn't have the knowledge or the experience in life to be able to deal with someone like yourself. Because I think it's a fact that women are just more intellectual, more mature. Guys are going out and they want to get laid. Guys want to go out and they're looking for the fast girl. They're not looking for the wife on the first date.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big difference between guys and girls, in that when a girl goes on a date, they're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to find the guy that's going to be treating me great, that I want to spend the rest of my life with, and we have a lot of common things in common and whatnot. But a guy, on the other hand, if they're the same age, the guy is thinking like, oh my God, I wonder what this girl looks like naked.
True.
Hey, I like your honesty.
I know.
like your honesty.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the thing that's so... Sorry, keep going, Russ.
No, and so that's the hard part, and that's a challenge of being a woman today, I think, is that finding that common guy that you're going to connect with that's going to treat you how you want to be treated back, and are going to, want that great conversation on the first date, opposed to the difference between him wanting to get laid and you wanting to have a great conversation.
Right. Yeah.
And get to know each other.
Russ, thank you so much. Sorry, do you want to say one more thing?
No, that was it.
Oh, Russ, thank you so much for calling. That was beautiful.
Definitely. Speaking the truth there.
Literally, that was like the dad advice we all needed to hear.
Yeah. So I didn't even think it was
so
like
true.
the dad. I wouldn't even
It's
say
just-
dad advice. I would just say he sounds like he's
an awesome person.
A mature man, and that like if most people aren't going to sit there and admit like a woman is like more intellectual and all that. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. Me and Russ are actually writing a book together.
Oh, that's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
Yeah,
that
it's
is
called
awesome.
FUCK Love. It's the word, but I can't say it on
Is
the
it
show.
like an acronym for something?
It's
No,
it's just because he was saying he's married and I'm not gonna say his age, but he's older and I'm younger, obviously, and I'm not married, so we kind of were like
Different perspectives.
Yes, and he was like, you still believe in love and fairy tales and happily ever after, and I know that marriage takes a lot of work, so he's trying to find the balance. And I was like, okay, all right, well, so I don't know when the book's coming out. We kind of had a pause due to we couldn't do interviews. We're gonna actually interview couples that are in the celebrity status that like really inspire people, to kind of ask them like, not only are you in the limelight, but you also like, you know what I mean? Oh, I think we got another caller. I'm so excited. Thank you everybody for calling in. We'd love to hear your voice and hear what you have to say. So just whenever they're ready, we'll take the next caller. Let me just see who it is. Bum, 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 bum. Tevin. Okay, Tevin, come on in.
Oh, I think I saw he was gonna go. Yeah. Okay.
I'm so excited. Oh, it dropped. Okay, Tevin,
I
you
didn't see
just
that on your Instagram.
just.
though, that
I
you
think
wanted to-
yes. Tevin said he was going to call in from my IG. Anyone, if you follow me on IG, hit us with the follow, and I tell what the show's going to be about, when we're going to be on, and all that good stuff. But so, if you had one tip for girls out there, kind of like he did, I love the confidence. How have you, as a woman, worked on your confidence?
That's been a rough one. Coming from someone who hated herself for years, I've come a really long way, and I think me and your friendship actually speaks to that, Brittany. But I feel like I pushed people away for a really long time, and I sort of like ruined a lot of relationships in my life. But the biggest thing with confidence is fake it till you make it with me, because I know I'll always have that sense of like questioning if I'm looking some way or feeling some way. Like it's always going to be an internal thing for me, but it's more of just a mindset of being like, okay, this is you feeling this. This is not everyone else feeling this about you.
Right.
And that goes to like thoughts. Like thoughts aren't like they aren't all real. Like it's
Exactly.
like you can choose which thoughts to believe and which ones not to believe.
For sure.
So when that comes up, I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
I don't believe.
I'm like, not today, sister. You sit
Especially
down.
with anxiety too. Like anxiety makes you think things that like aren't real. Like it start like
or saying something.
I'll be able. I'll just be like in my room and I'll be like, I'm worried. I'm worried about something, and everything's fine in my life. Work's fine. Like my friendships are fine, and I'm like, I'm terrified and worried of something, and I don't know what it is. So it's like your mind can play
like
tricks on you.
Yeah, it tricks you.
Well, it goes back to when we first started Beautiful Broken. We actually talked about survival mode, and anxiety is a part of being survival mode. So
because like your subconscious is always trying to protect you.
Exactly.
Right, and so your anxiety's like, watch out. I think we have Tevin on the line.
Okay.
Hey, Tevin, are you there with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, what's you doing, Tev?
I'm watching the same show they show in. I'm watching the show y'all in.
Thanks for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. What do you got to say to us tonight?
Well, see, I've been single for almost 10 years. Last time I was in a relationship, it was like maybe in high school. No, yeah, like in high school. My first relationship was awful. A couple classmates thinking, "Oh, me and this woman, we will be a beautiful couple." I'm like, okay. I was hesitant, and I felt uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable. We just let the chips fall where they may. It wasn't good. We kind of split our separate ways. But my classmate was good. Now the last relationship was in high school, and that was bad on my part. I was kind of desperate. And I see. I was young then.
I think we've all been
desperate. I didn't know what I
at
was doing. And honestly, I never see. I don't want to be TMI, but I never skipped a class in my whole life, but only one time, and it was just for sexual activity.
Oh,
but. And I was like, what was wrong with me? And I'm like, what's wrong? I'm like, what's wrong with me? So we kind of broken up, and it was nothing after that. And I haven't heard of her since. But to me, the advice of me being single is, even though me being single is kind of up and down, wherever you feeling, wherever, if I'm big or not, like Russ said, the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and like Kelsey, I've been on Tinder, and I almost was close because there's like a couple women that matched me saying, oh they like beards.
the big beard girls.
Yeah, they like beards.
Definitely these two in the corner.
One. I was matched. I was like, hey. They once she unmatched me. I was like, rude. Okay. And the other one is still, well, she ain't responded yet, but I'm not even gonna respond to her back. But to me, I'm just gonna keep being myself, no matter what. No matter who I am.
Get it, Tevin.
Exactly.
Because you are a rock star.
No matter what. Even though I don't got no car, I got me an apartment. My dad's helping me pay my bills, and I got disability.
You know what, Tevin, though? But you are you, and that's what makes you so special. Like, I think we live in a world where being perfect and chasing something that someone else has because you think it's what you should be doing.
That's your worth, or like you have to have all those things to have somebody, but all you need is you.
Yeah, as soon as you fall in love with you, Tevin, which seems like you're about there, screw what anyone else has to say. That's how I feel.
And every time I call mom, and when I talk to mom, every time I call mom, she looks at my smile and say, "You got them smile just like mom, just like your mom." I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Tevin, thank you so much for calling in. We truly appreciate it, love. Thank you for following Beautiful Broken. You are the reason why we're here.
Thanks,
so thank
Tevin.
you. He's adorable. Oh my god, I adore him. He commented. Awesome. I shared something personal on my Instagram today, just about how like I was very closeted with dealing with anxiety and depression. I was not somebody who you would have ever thought was crying herself to sleep every night, because people, like, I was so miserable when I was alone that why I was so happy in front of people was because I was with people. And that's what a lot of people like. That's what's like, and that's why when I see a really, really happy person, I'm like, you need to make sure that person's okay behind closed doors. And that's why I started Beautiful Broken, because if you're broken alone, that's when you do things that you can't take back. That's when you know, things happen, and we lose lives. It's not about how happy you are when you're in a big group of people. That's pretty easy to act. And if you're not happy when you're in a big group of people, that's a whole nother story.
That goes back to like Kelsey, sorry, saying that you know, you having your friends is what keeps you.
Yeah, and I think verbalizing when you're struggling is really important, because talk to someone. Like, you've probably seen me post on Instagram or Snapchat, like, actively having an anxiety attack, and that's not to get pity, but that's to see, like, people are seeing me a week later fine, and they're like, oh, she got through that rough period of time, like, I can too, maybe, or like whatever.
Ladies, we have one more call. It is our baby girl Jocelyn, so let's hear what she has to say. Hi, sweetheart.
Hello, beautiful ladies.
Hi. Her
I
voice
just finished my workout. I wanted to call in.
Awesome.
Get your workout on.
Yeah, girls. So I just wanted real quick to say that I'm really appreciating the subject line. I love the new feature of having people call in. That's really awesome.
That is so cool.
And got some really good feedback and like different ways of thinking about things. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, let's get back to more of like the dating scene and like when you're looking for a partner. I think people focus too much on looking at the red flags of things, even though it's really, really important. But what about some green flags? What are some things when you're looking at a potential partner that just lights you up in an uplifting way, that you just know that this person is the one for you?
Right. So
I
like,
think that's a good way to like approach it towards the end of the show, to like talk about what are some good features in somebody that, like, when you're approaching someone on a social media site or a dating app, like what are some good things to look into?
Right. So you're
or
saying
good things to
So you're
follow.
saying like, because people can get focused on the red flags, that they're not going to see
and
the
I think that when
green
people
flags.
focus too much on the red flags, it's like, okay, that's all appears. You guys know that we're all about law of attraction, right? So passion and attraction is all the same thing to me. So like, let's talk a little bit about like green flags. Like, what are good things that you enjoy in another person that, you know, that might be more of an uplifting thing for someone. So people don't feel so like defeated when they're on a dating app.
Right. Jocelyn, thank you so much for calling. We only got a couple minutes left, so I got to let you go. But everyone, thank you so much. Russ,
thanks for calling.
Tevin, Jocelyn, thank you guys
you.
so much for calling in. Every show we're going to do that, so, you know, we'll give you the number every live show. But back to what Jocelyn said. Yes, dude. I completely, like, sometimes... Because I'm
so cautious. You feel like you're so cautious.
Yes,
that you're
we're so protective of ourselves that we're like,
because your subconscious is always trying to protect
like,
you.
Yeah. This is why they don't work.
So then you're already like killing it before it can even get started.
Right.
Exactly.
So like, but this is the thing that like, I always, so my biggest problem is I always look at positivity, and I always look at like what I love in people. Like, that's why I have my show based off of people's hearts. Like, every single guest that I have in the show, every single person that I have working with me is because they have such a pure, loving heart, and that's a fact. Like, I can just see people based off how they treat others, based off how they treat themselves, whether their heart is pure gold or whether it needs some work. And my problem is, like, I only see the good in people, and yet I still get rejected. So someone help me out here. Like,
I mean, that's on you. Like,
I know, it's
maybe
not me. Is it too much?
I don't want to like go against what Jocelyn said, but sometimes when you like, because I think it can go both ways. It's kind of like a catch-22.
Got it. So I got to be in the middle then.
Yeah.
Okay.
like not one
What is
extreme.
that? Catch-22. You know what I'm talking about.
It's a 22.
It's a chopper.
But yeah, I think it's about a balance, and I think I think overall it just needs to be someone that makes you feel good about yourself when you're talking to them, when you're with them. Like, don't, like, if they make you feel like, oh, I don't feel confident right now, I don't feel myself, like, then that's a red flag to me. And like,
so
I think,
what would the green flag? Let's just only talk about green flags.
Sense of humor. Like,
are we there? Oh, okay.
Sense of humor, support for my dreams and aspirations, just overall caring. And
you ever been
kind.
with a guy who's trying to get you jealous?
Yes.
Ugh.
And I don't like those games. I don't like when...
I don't like games. I'm sorry. Let's meet up. If we have an awesome conversation, then yeah, okay, let's be friends.
Conversation is like key.
Everything.
Yeah, the chemistry there. I mean, it's some people you just click with and you can have a really good conversation with that. It's no awkwardness. It's no like weirdness. It's just you guys conversing.
If someone can have a conversation, I'm like,
yeah,
I can't do this.
No. And I think men and guys, if you're out here and you get mad at me for this, I don't care. I just think
Savage Brit is out tonight.
I just think that men need to get a little bit more tougher when women reject them for sex, because you could make an awesome girlfriend who just doesn't want to sleep with you, and like that should be okay. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be a problem that, like, the girl that you met or went on a date with that you thought was attractive didn't want you, and now you hate the girl and you want nothing to do with her because she didn't give you sex. Like,
but I think it goes back, like, that
both
guy
ways.
Russ was saying, you know, that sometimes that's all that they're really...
That's true.
I mean, that's his honesty, but,
yeah.
I mean, it
no,
could
and
be
we've
all
all
true.
met those guys that only want one thing, and, you know, then we got to dodge them like they're like...
The Matrix.
You're like, no, don't touch me. So, Kelsey, thank you so much for joining the show
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Before you go, I have one more question.
Yes.
What do you look for in a good friend that has helped you stay single for so long?
Oh, God, I have so many of them. I'm so blessed. I need someone where I can just go to them no matter what time of day, what time of night, whatever. If I ever have a problem, I just need to feel like I can call them and they will answer and they will be there. And just people that are just fun and loving life and wanting to do adventures with me, wanting to travel with me, like all that kind of stuff. I just feel like it's really important to have people in your life that you can just go to and have comfort with.
Yeah, I mean, me and Doreen have struggled in the girlfriend department.
That's not to say that like that you're not going to fight and have fights, but like I always say to you, like sisters fight. Like
yes,
it's family
and that's
fights.
the thing. Like, Doreen, tell them about the hat story.
No, I mean, I won't bring it out. I don't want to put anybody else's business. But no, I mean, because what happens is like you have friends that are more in competition with you than they are actually being your friend, and I think that comes with insecurity and everything. And it's like, you know, when you have like a friend, it's like, no, like we're friends no matter what. Like it's when I'm not in competition with you.
Uplifting them, not trying to bring them down.
Yeah, the competition thing is where I was going to go with her story, because basically, long story short, I won't tell you details, but someone was competing with her, and
they would tell me, that doesn't look good on you.
And
it's like, that looks good on me, okay? Like, I don't, but you're telling me it didn't look good on me because...
I'd be like, girl, you would rock that.
Me and Kelsey
wear
are
that
like,
out.
ooh, let me get a photo of you right now because you look so
like
good.
Photo shoots, like crouching on the ground, trying to get the good Insta pic. Like, that's what friendship's about. Like, just opening...
That's, like, so true, because you said somebody that's always there, like... Talking, if I can have somebody I can talk to on the phone, a friend that can just get me out of my mood, that's
exactly
key. Like, that's key.
Yeah.
I just have one thing to do. Do you want a relationship, or are you just really good with like yourself right now?
I think at this point I'm more open to it because I'm in a better I've never
heard her say that.
I'm in a better place mentally and emotionally than I was 2 years ago, or all of high school. So I think yes, I'm open to it, but I'm not going to go out looking for it.
All right, we only got 2 minutes left, so I do got to let Kelsey go. Gentlemen, she is single. That is the truth. Slide in a gentleman way if y'all want to hit up my best friend Kelsey. She is a diamond, so don't treat her like she's less. I love you so much.
Love you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, everybody. Okay, so this is the wrap up of the show. Doreen, I love having you on.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the conversation. Like I love stimulating conversation in general. So like this,
it gets her going. She's like, I'm feeling a spike. Guys, next show we have Magic Mike. He's a DJ and he does magic, and I'm super excited. He's one of my really good friends, so we're gonna kind of switch from relationships, but he can still talk about his story, his like what got him into doing DJ, what got him into being a DJ who does magic, because he does it both. But at the end of the day, we, really believe that love, friendship, and being authentic is really all that matters.
Love is the answer.
Love, like, until you guys realize that love is what sets you free, and if you choose love every time, I'm not going to promise you won't get hurt, but I am going to promise you that the pain that you feel will be quicker, and it will be way less than if you just lie and you manipulate. And because sometimes I think the biggest, just to kind of wrap this up, I think the biggest hardest thing with self-discovery is when you have to realize that you kind of sometimes may have been the toxic person.
Oh, yes. Brittany, I love that.
So, all my toxic people out there, we see you. We were with you. We ain't with you no more. But come on, join our team and pick love, guys. This is Beautiful Broken. Like, share, comment. Thank you all so much for watching us tonight. We truly love you. And hit up Kelsey. Which one's her thing? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Just real quick. I want to give you guys my Kelsey Kels. Oh, there's my girl. Look how beautiful she is. She's a little model. All right, hit her up. Guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Did we just do the same thing?